J-Lock.
The Clippers can do whatever the hell they want, but I'm not going to trust them. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
One more question for you. Is
what's
this
up?
the best you've ever seen LeBron? Does LeBron have a weakness in his game?
And I think the best LeBron was 2018 finals when he averaged 35. The playoff run, sorry, when he averaged 34 and a half and 9 and 9 for 22 games throughout the entire playoffs. I think that was the best LeBron. That was crazy. And my thing with LeBron is that
Played 48 minutes.
he keeps adding to his game. He came into the league, they said he couldn't shoot. Popovich backed off of him. He added the three-pointer. He has a 40% season in his career. Then they said, oh, well, Jordan has the post-up game. LeBron, actually, I think it was 2 years ago, was the number one post-up player in points per possession, and he qualified because he posted up a lot. In the entire league, he generated the most points per possession. He added a friggin' sky hook, bro. Like, he added a sky hook. Then they said, oh, well, that's all he can do. And then he decided to turn around and start fading away. Don't forget the LeBronto game when he decided to just start fading away on all of them, like 18 fadeaways in a row. And then they said, oh, well, he can't shoot off the dribble. Then he added the step back to his game. And then they said, well, Curry range. And now he just started like, okay, like, I guess I'll start shooting from the logo too. And now he's shooting 41% from three on the most attempts ever in his career. So like this guy, he just keeps adding to his game. It's unbelievable to watch. He's, but I think 2018 playoff LeBron was the best LeBron.
Over his time in Miami?
What do you say?
Over his time in Miami.
That was that season when he was at
2013.
40%. That was crazy. That regular season was probably better, but like that 2018 playoff run for 22 games, averaging 35, 9 and 9 for 22 games, that's wild as hell to me. And then Kawhi, and then like people always try to discredit LeBron, and like the next season, Kawhi, when Raptors won, Kawhi averaged 39 rebounds and 5 assists or 4.5 assists, and they're like, oh, like this is the best playoff run ever, like as if LeBron didn't just average 35, 9 and 9 the year previous. He passed LeBron, like they just want to put, but it's social media, man. Like that's a whole other aspect to even get into.
Does anyone else think that there's a different LeBron season that might be the best LeBron that we have ever seen?
I think skill-wise, this is his best season. I honestly, like every criticism anybody had about LeBron, I think he answered it. Personally, like even though he's not my GOAT, he's the one player I'm okay with when people say he's better than Kevin Durant. Like I don't really give that much resistance to it because I see people against Kevin Durant and win. However, yeah, like I think his game is complete. Like I look at his game and it's actually like right now, apart from free throw shooting, there's nothing this man can't do at this point in his career.
Wait, so Perry, you have Kevin Durant over Jordan?
100%.
But Perry, I feel like you're saying the most.
My GOAT isn't off of accolades because I think that's stupid. Like to be completely honest, because if we go off that, I have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as my one and whatever, but I have to take it into context. Can I plug Kevin Durant in any era and expect him to do what he's doing right now? I expect him to get better in any era. In any era, if I increase the amount of shots Kevin Durant shoots, he can honestly, unequivocally, in my mind, and I think according to anybody, Kevin Durant can walk and give me 40 on any given day. He can average.
I feel like your question is who's the best? Is that the best player of all time?
But that's
talented, talent wise though.
To me, it's like the best player. That's what a GOAT is. The GOAT to me is the best player.
Does he affect winning?
I also feel like you're only looking at like one aspect. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Kevin Durant's the best, like the most polished scorer in the history of basketball. I think he's the greatest scorer ever, in terms of the different ways he can score. But when I look at Kevin Durant and I compare him to the LeBrons, I compare him to the Michael Jordans, and those guys, he only really affects, like in his prime, one facet of the game, which is scoring. And that's my issue. And that's why we butt heads so much, because you put so much stock in scoring that we forget about the other three levels of basketball.
No, I understand. I understand what you're saying. Are you asking me to reply to that?
Yes.
I think in Golden State, when he started, like when he learned to win, he kind of showed us that side of him, right? Like he showed us that he was a willing defender. He showed us that he was going to go out and get those boards. He was going to make that extra pass. But then he also showed us, like, hey, listen, I'm still that man. Like I'm still that.
But you can't sleep on the amount of energy you're able to conserve to defend when you have three other All-Stars on your team.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to bring up too.
Okay, firstly,
because and I just want to make one more point is like a good example. Well, no, because now he has Kyrie and James Harden, but those guys don't defend, so technically he should be the primary defender. And so far this season, every player has literally had their best game of the season versus the Nets.
But
careers, best game of the career.
No, literally careers.
The scoring point guards, firstly. Secondly, I think this is one of Kevin Durant's best seasons. I look at him right now.
Offensively,
I've never seen a player come off an Achilles tear and improve. I've never seen that in my life.
Well, I knew that he would be better because he doesn't rely on his athleticism at all. So,
you thought he would improve?
I don't see this as like he improved. He's a better passer because of the Golden State days. He's a better passer now, but like five assists per game. LeBron averaged 10 assists per game last year, literally double. But like he is a better passer. But like I don't find that he like improved. Like this is just Kevin Durant, bro. Like this is just
he's just a higher efficiency. His efficiency improved. your Achilles and your efficiency improves. I think Kevin Durant, realistically, if someone could convince me otherwise, I think Kevin Durant is the greatest basketball player I've ever seen in my life. Like that I've been allowed to appreciate. I watched him going up against LeBron. Yeah, he lost in OKC, but he got it right back in Golden State. If we want to discredit that, you can discredit
whoa.
If you want to discredit that, you can discredit that. But now we're watching what Kevin Durant's doing. This is the maturation process. He went in, he played in Golden State. People like you, people like Jalen, people like Dina, people like maybe Mukhtar are saying, hey, you know what? This is not a validated championship. This man left. He has his own team, and the Brooklyn Nets are looking like hoopers. If you put him on any team in the league, I think they make a deep run into playoffs, if not.
And you don't think that for LeBron?
No, I agree with that with LeBron, but I'm saying if I wanted to stop LeBron, someone put a gun to my head and said, hey, listen, I need you to stop LeBron. Who am I choosing? I'm choosing Kevin Durant. If someone says, I need you to be the...
Well, what do you mean stop?
Of all people in the NBA, can choose KD.
In terms of winning. If I'm putting them head to head, and I expect someone to come out on top, KD is the only one I can expect that.
KD had to join a team where he never got to see a double team to win a championship. And that's what he had to do.
That was the easiest. And I was so disappointed because I stopped watching Kevin Durant's highlights, and I loved his highlights, but I had no choice but to stop because it was the easiest buckets of his entire. When you have the two best shooters of all time,
I understand.
You're playing 1-on-1. He was literally playing 1-on-1. I couldn't watch it anymore. So like,
and at some point you have to have pride. You can't just the greatest player you've ever seen join the team that beat him, and they were the best team of all time. So like, is he really the greatest player?
I have 2 points for you. Firstly, Brandon, you said you stopped watching basketball. Why? Because Kevin Durant's so great. That's why. You stopped watching.
No. I said I stopped watching Kevin Durant's scoring highlights. You know, Free Dawkins, the YouTube channel, Free Dawkins.
Yeah. Come on.
I stopped watching Kevin Durant because the buckets were so easy. It wasn't even fun anymore.
I agree with you. 100%.
So I didn't stop watching basketball.
He's a bucket. He's a 7-foot bucket. He made the finals. He made the finals something to not watch single-handedly because he went on to Golden State. Golden State after and. You know,
did anyone here not watch the finals when it was Golden State versus Cleveland?
Yes. I feel like it wasn't as interesting, to be honest. But now
I watched the first halves.
Let me delve into this point. Are you ready for me to delve into this point? Golden State. Are you gonna say they were winning before Kevin Durant?
What they just came off a championship 73-9.
They were up 3-1 in the finals.
Perfect. Firstly, up 3-1 in the finals and lost. So we're gonna discredit that one.
Now, the year before that, they won a lot.
It took a crippled Cavs team for them to beat a crippled Cavs team, and they almost lost. It took a crippled Cavaliers team. Yes, they did. They need.
But if we're gonna say that it was a crippled Cavs team, Draymond Green got suspended in Game 6. Isn't that valid to bring up to counter the point of
And Andrew
triple
Bogut.
scrap. Is it like Brandon? Isn't that a fair
He
point?
had no rim protection. That's true.
And Iguodala.
It's
And
definitely a fair point.
you know,
Those
I'm not
things.
saying that like LeBron wouldn't have won. I'm just saying if we're gonna do that, we should keep the same energy and talk about how Draymond Green was suspended, and that made the Golden State Warriors depleted as well.
But that's a part of basketball. Like Draymond Green's was a self-inflicted injury. No one told him to play Floyd Mayweather with other people's groins. He
But
decided.
that's my issue. LeBron instigated that and had no repercussion.
Yes,
Like,
but the thing
if I stood over you and dangled my nuts over your head, are you not gonna punch me?
but it wasn't his first incident.
100%.
That was the problem.
It wasn't his first incident. That was the issue. It's not
and,
like
and I understand that, but
Like, we're
if you're not
talking
gonna,
about-
I think it was his third incident, actually. He had the
Yes,
Steven
but-
Adams one.
Honestly,
yeah,
he
he had
kicked
the one with
Steven
Steven
Adams.
Adams.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
but he didn't get suspended for any of those ones. So why did they choose now to suspend him?
Because it's your
Accumulation.
third strike, you're out. Like, it's
Accumulation,
like, bro, like
yeah.
you're making this a habit. Like you're literally messing with people's ability to have kids. Like you gotta chill out. Like he was
So-
making it a habit. It was wild.
Is Perry talking?
I think he froze.
Yeah, I think he froze. His takes are so outlandish. He keeps freezing.
Perry got lost the question. Perry got the best player. Not even the best player. The most talented.
I
player.
got the player that I feel firstly can fit in any system. I got the player that I feel will give me the best opportunity to, a
He'll
substantial.
give you the best opportunity if you have Stephen Clay.
I think he'll give me the best opportunity.
Yeah, you're gonna a lot
you
of
can
times.
slide that in
Even
like Wiseman.
Andrew Wiggins' career's revived playing with playing with stuff. Playing with the two best. Like you're sleeping on like how much
I
easier
understand.
your life is when you have the 2
You'll
best
never
shooters.
see a double
that-
team. Just think of that.
Warriors team,
You never
that
see a
Warriors
double.
does not beat
Kelly Oubre is starting to
A
figure it out too.
the Warriors team does not beat a fully loaded Cavs team, and we saw that on the biggest stage. They barely beat LeBron by himself with an injured
they did.
Kevin Love. Yes, but okay, yeah, but they barely beat LeBron with an injured Cavs
Okay,
team.
but bro, like
They beat him in
Perry,
6
that one
handedly.
like Perry, you're not adding you're not like it's not like Steph and Clay like that, and then prime Draymond when he was defending and all that stuff, and then they had like all their other great role players. Like you're not adding Eric Gordon, like you're not adding like bro, you're adding Kevin Durant to that team, bro.
I got a question for Perry.
He's just that great.
So if Kevin Durant is so unequivocally that great, how the hell in the middle of his prime he gave up a 3-1 lead to go to the finals? How?
It happens.
He couldn't show up for one game and just take over?
No, Perry.
Come
you
on,
can't just
now
say
it happens? Now it
You
happens.
can't just say it happens, bro. That can't be
Now
a
it happens.
response.
Yo, because Perry, you
That
just
happens.
shitted on.
This man just said it happens.
Warriors for the
When
same
you
thing.
step in dog poo on the street, you say, "Oh, it happens." You don't
So
say that about
Jalen's
Adam
sick.
Kevin Durant,
Yo, Jalen's
What?
sick.
bro. Man, said it happens.
Yo, clubs, it's done, bro. Cut it.
Yo,
You-
this
No,
couldn't end without a Perry
The
without a
ball?
Perry special, dog. It happened.
This gotta end, bro. This
He was
gotta end.
kicking the ball out to Andre Roberson. He was kicking the ball
Man,
out to Andre
He was
Roberson.
kicking out the ball to Andre Roberson was up 3-1. No
Exactly.
excuses. If you're great, you're great. Klay Thompson showed that he was great.
Okay, you know what?
LeBron was also kicking out to Alonzo G.
Bro, and he got swept.
No, he didn't. He lost to 6. But anyways,
No, not when he had Alonzo G. That was
Perry,
2000.
Perry, man. That was a wild one, my brother.
Yeah.
Let me be wild. I have Kevin Durant as my GOAT. And if he wins this year, he's undisputed in my opinion.
Man said it happened.
What? With James Harden and Kyrie Irving?
You just told me they couldn't play defense, so they only affect one side of the ball.
They can't
well,
play
the
defense.
season is hella young. Don't sleep on that.
So
The
you
Buccaneers figured it out as the season went along as well, bro.
see them becoming lockdown defenders?
Well, we'll see. Playoffs, you try harder. We'll see. I don't know.
So honestly, I'm gonna say this: if we're gonna go win and we're going to discredit any Kevin Durant championship, we just don't like the man. Personally, I think he's elite. I think his game has.
But bro, but no one is saying that he's trash. No one is saying that he's not talented. No one is saying we all agree, bro. He is the
He's that
bucketest
dude.
bucket of buckets.
Exactly.
And by my definition, I literally gave you a definition, and I go by my definition. If I
That's
take,
fine.
and I think if I take a player and I want to put him against anybody, and I expect him to consistently win the matchup, is Kevin Durant.
Well,
He's-
are you giving this any player? Like, if I choose LeBron, if I choose Michael Jordan, do they get 2 more All-Stars as well?
Sure.
What about 2014, KD's MVP year? How did he let 40-year-old Tim Duncan just take him out the playoffs?
Westbrook was injured, no?
Westbrook was playing.
Westbrook was coming off an injury.
Westbrook was playing, bro.
But even if Westbrook was injured, though,
Russ
He was
out.
playing Game 6, bro. He had a key turnover. I remember it. He was playing.
Kevin Durant
You're thinking of the year after,
couldn't
bro.
body that.
He came the year after. What are you talking about? Russell
Oh, big
Westbrook.
facts. You're right. My bad. You're right.
No,
You're right,
Russ
my
was
bad.
playing. Listen, if KD's the MVP, how the hell you lose to 40-year-old old man Riverwalk, Tim Duncan?
Bro, you're moving Finner bins, dog. That's all I'm gonna say.
Come on, bro.
Cut it.
Yeah, that was a great episode. I want to thank our listeners for listening to that heated debate. Brandon, we're definitely going to have you back on the show. I think there's some unfinished business between you and Jaylon. And then, like, Perry just added some 2 cents up in there. I think we're going to bring you back. But, yo, thank you, everyone, for listening to NizeDat. Yo, Perry, you got something to take us away?
Yo, takes it NizeDat now. Turn on the volume, cause we